Firstly, thanks very much for joining us today.
No worries.
We want to talk a little bit about your career, a little bit about sort of your history, coming up through the ranks at Reading and now at Watford. So can we firstly begin with you and your family? What was your childhood like and what was it like growing up?
So my first kind of footballing memory was around the age of 6 or 7. Grew up playing for my local team. I wasn't actually a goalkeeper at the time. I started as a striker, and then I used to start up top, and then sometimes I come and try a bit in goal. I really enjoyed it, and then stayed there for a few years, and then bounced around a few Sunday league teams, and then I got picked up by Reading at the age of 10.
What was that experience like? Get picked up by Reading, how did that come about?
Yeah, it was a big moment for me because, I mean, previously I'd had no academy experience. I know that a lot of the boys are played from like under 5s, under 6s, and like the youth setups. But I'd just played Sunday league. So signing at the age of 10 was a big moment for me and my family. I went in there and I'd done it right, and I stayed there for 8 years. So
obviously I want to talk about Watford, but how much did you learn from that time at Reading?
I learned a lot. I think that's the years where you improve technically the most. You get your foundation of being a goalkeeper. Because sometimes when you play, 23s or under 18s, you kind of have to have the foundations built already. But from the age of 10 up until 17, 18, I just, learned the foundations, my basic techniques, watching first team goalkeepers and, seeing what they do. So yeah, it helped me then to come into the building here. And
then obviously moved to Watford.
Yeah.
Can you talk to us a little bit about how that came about and also your emotions and what you remember?
That was a special moment for me. I think that during that period I was on loan. I was playing for Tunbridge Angels, the Conference South. So, I was on loan playing, and Graham Stack had seen me play in a game, and maybe a training session as well. I think he saw me in. So, he saw me and he saw something in me. And for the 6 months of that season, I was playing football and he was watching. And then in January 2020, my agent told me obviously there was interest there, and Graham Stack showed belief in me. The club, having had great goalkeepers over the years, I wanted to come and be a part of that and work in the same building that they've worked in. So I came in and it was an amazing feeling. I remember signing with my mum, my sister, my dad, and it was an amazing feeling again. Similar to when I signed at Reading, but it being your first professional contract, it was just a moment I'll never forget.
And your first few years at Watford,
yeah.
How have they been? What have you been up to?
So I remember COVID hit my first year, sadly. So I actually missed the first half of the season because I think we stopped in March. But that following season, I went to Wingate in Finchley, played a short amount of, a short period there. Kind of got accustomed to playing again on loan, with a bit more pressure on me. And then the following season, I made the step up to the National League South and played for Concord Rangers. And then more recently this season, I played for Welling. So yeah, I mean, the loans were the most enjoyable time, I think, for me, because you're under pressure and you have to make saves. I think the hardest thing was adapting to the new dressing rooms. You're going into change rooms where there's guys that have played, some of them in the Football League. So you're trying to assert yourself with good performances and then hopefully, stamp down your place in the team and then, keep it.
Obviously all in the National League and non-league.
Yeah.
How much do you learn from that that men's football experience? How important is that?
I think it's crucial. I think being a keeper, the only way you improve is with experience. So like you look at, some of the best goalkeepers in the world, they have peaked later on in their career. So for me, it was just going and getting valuable experience and then taking it back into the building. When I did come back with the 23s and trained, or I went up and trained with the first team, it was, trying to take what I learned from the loan and try and, bring it into the building when I was back here.
Obviously, Concord, if I remember correctly, you did win Player of the Month.
Yeah, I got a few Player of the Months.
Yeah, a few Player of the Months. What was that like?
Yeah, it was a good feeling. It was my first full season on loan. So I learned a lot that year. There's a lot of highs or some lows, which I learned from. And yeah, I got Player of the Month. And Concord was, was a special club to me. They were a small club. And yeah, I had some good moments there.
We've had quite a few players out on loan this season in the National League and in previous seasons, like Alfie Marriott, JJ McKeon, and of course yourself. How important is being able to take hold of that opportunity you get when you go out on loan, both to the National League and anywhere else for that matter?
Yeah, I think that the boys have done extremely well. You've got JJ playing for Eastleigh. I think Alfie helped keep Kings Langley up last season. So the boys that have all gone on loan have thrived, in my opinion. And I think that it just shows that the academy are making sure that we're ready to go, because it's quite easy as a young player to go out and struggle. But the boys that have gone out have done really well, and hopefully it encourages others to want to go out on loan as well and do the same.
Yeah. And now obviously back at Watford, how excited are you now to get on with this challenge and then hopefully make some steps here as well?
Yeah, it's a new challenge for me. I mean, I want to come in and assert myself and show what I can do, but then also I want to learn from the boys that are doing it. Dan, Ben, you've got Madu as well. They've all played at a high level, and are playing at a high level now. So for me, I just want to learn as much as I can, and then also show what I can do as well.
Of course, I want to talk about the academy coaches who have been instrumental in your journey. We spoke earlier about obviously Gary Phillips and Graham Stack. How important have those guys been, and the other coaches here as well? Being
a goalkeeper, I think, the goalie coach is the most important person for you. But having said that, Gary, Stacky, everyone's been, real good for me. And then even the 23s coaches, like the way that the 23s play now, being a goalkeeper, you're improving all the time. You're being exposed to playing with the ball at your feet. You might make a mistake, but then it's like, how do you react, kind of thing. And yeah, Gary's been great for me this season as well, pushing me every single day. And yeah, it's just trying to learn off everyone I can, because we've got so many coaches here that have played as well. So that's another thing, is that when they speak to you, you listen because they've done it. So yeah, every day is a learning curve.
And aspirations now for the future. Obviously at Watford, what are you hoping to achieve?
My biggest aspiration is to one day play for the first team. It's a dream that I've had since signing for the club. Whenever that will be, I don't know, but I'm going to work hard towards that and hopefully one day, make that true.
Brilliant. Cheers, Myles.
Thank you.